Hey guys, I just wanted to throw in a quick little blurb here. As a caregiver, as you can see, as a caregiver, I do work with a lot of dementia patients. And this is something I want to put out there because there's a lot of people out there that don't understand how to work with a dementia patient, what to do when they say something that doesn't quite make sense. Um, as a caregiver, I have learned how to translate for them because of what dementia does to the brain. It makes them very difficult. Pardon me. It makes it very difficult for them to communicate their needs and their concerns. So people can get a little impatient with them, and I admit I've been there. I've been that impatient person, but I've learned. And just a few little nifty tips. One, realize that their reality may not be our reality, and you cannot bring them back into our reality. Trying only frustrates both you and them, and will only escalate their behavior. Instead, as an example, this is just an example. Say a dementia patient says, "Well, where's my dad? My dad was supposed to pick me up today, but their dad's been dead for 30 years. And this has actually happened. This has been one of my clients, and her husband kept reminding her, "Well, your dad's been dead for 30 years. He's not coming to pick you up today." And that I can totally understand. You want to correct them. You want to give them the truth. You don't want to lie to them. And you don't want them to go on believing that their dad is coming to pick them up when he's not. But all this really did was frustrate her more. And unfortunately, it also makes them relive that loss. Oh, my dad is dead? He's been dead for 30 years? Well, I don't know. I remember this. It also confuses them. So instead, when her husband would go out to run errands and I'd be taking care of her and she'd say, "When's my dad going to get here?" Instead of saying, "Well, your dad's been dead for 30 years. I would tell her, "Your dad can't make it today. He's got a lot going on." And that would settle her down for all of 5 or 10 minutes until she forgot she asked and got an answer to it. But it didn't frustrate her. It didn't further confuse her. She actually understood for a few minutes that, oh, my dad's busy today, so he can't make it. Versus, my dad's dead? When? So if they're talking about a loved one who has passed, wondering where they are, as much as you want to tell them the truth, insert yourself into their reality. Don't try to force them into yours. Problem number 2 is whatever attitude you have at the time is going to rub off on them. If you're having a bad day and you come into a client's home, a dementia patient's home, who is, I don't know, maybe they're awake, maybe they're having a good day, maybe they're not having such a good day. But you go into that home with this, "I'm having such a horrible day" kind of attitude, it's going to rub off on them. And then they're going to start getting grumpy and confused, and they're going to be really hard to work with. So as hard as this is to do, and trust me, I know how hard this is, I've done this. When you're working with a dementia patient, you got to force on that smile and pretend you're having a good day. And then that'll bounce off on them, and they'll think, "Oh, well, maybe today's not so bad." And you know what? There's still going to be days where, hey, maybe you're having a great day, but they're not having such a great day. And so they're still going to act out. So you got to have that patience with them. But I find that it's easier to work with them when you have a positive attitude, even though you're having not such a positive day. Point number 3 that I want to make, and I've actually had this conversation with somebody, and I don't know how my brain survived it. Dementia has, first of all, has many forms. Alzheimer's means dementia. Dementia does not necessarily mean Alzheimer's. There's lewy-body, there's vascular, there's many different types of dementia out there. That being said, dementia cannot be reversed. There's drugs out there that might slow it down a little bit. They're still kind of experimental. Not quite proven yet. I'm hoping one day we can at least stop it in its tracks. That's not yet today, but I'm hoping for the future. But currently, there's no stopping it. There's no reversing it. Feeding your loved one coconut oil 2 tablespoons a day is not going to fix them. You may see some improvements in their behavior, but those are good days. Like mental illness, dementia patients have good days and bad days, and their progression is not linear. It's all over the place. One day they're great, they remember everything, they're active, they're eating all of their food, they're behaving great. You can't tell that they have dementia, and then the next day they are kind of listless. And did I just tell you that story? Did I just ask that question 5 minutes ago? Where's my dad? It's going to happen like that. You can't. I'm sorry, people. I know you want to reverse the damage dementia has done to their brain, but right now, that's not possible. It's done with. What you can do is be patient with your loved one. Do what helps them best, not what helps your conscience best. Sometimes that means giving them really healthy foods so they're more comfortable in their bodies. Sometimes that means letting them have a little bit of chocolate. And let this be your little bit of bittersweet chocolate. Your loved one probably, very likely, if they're in the early to mid stages, still knows you, still loves you. They just need a little bit more patience with you if you haven't really been trained to work with dementia patients. And it is hard to work with. It really honestly is. But it's worth it. Especially if you can make your client or your loved one smile and have them have a good day. It's not going to be like that every day. There's going to be those bad days. You got to be patient with them on those bad days and love them and work with them anyway. So, yeah, I'm rambling now. I apologize. I meant this to be a little blurb, but it is now 7.5 minutes long. So, just keep these 3 things in mind. Do some research on dementia while you're at it. Google is your friend. Don't really believe every page. I think there's an Alzheimer's Society that is fairly reliable. You can take a look at that. So if you want some more information on the disease itself, look it up. Better yet, ask your loved one's doctor. Get information straight from the doctor themselves. So if you can't look it up, these are just a few helpful tips to help you work with them so that maybe things go a little bit smoother. I hope you all have a great day.